To 15 months in prison and been banned from driving for 3 years after causing a train crash in Suffolk.
21 people were injured in the crash on an unmanned level crossing at Little Cornard near Sudbury in August. Well, today, the driver apologised to all those who have been affected, as Tom Barton now reports.
The only clue to the crash that happened at this level crossing in Little Cornard 3 months ago is this sign, newly erected by Anglian Water, instructing lorry drivers to use the crossing correctly. That's something Arvidas Bartasius, seen here at an earlier hearing, didn't do. A mistake which led today to him being jailed for 15 months and the lives of more than 20 people being changed forever. It's amazing that none of the passengers on board the train were killed. Most were injured, and some critically, after it hit Bartasius' sewerage tanker as he drove it across the line. The sign at this level crossing clearly says stop, with instructions to telephone the signalman before driving across the line. Those are instructions that Arvidas Bartasius ignored. He later told police he thought the telephone was there for emergencies. The crash caused damage to the train and the tracks, costing more than £1 million.
British Transport Police urges all motorists and pedestrians using crossings not to take risks and always observe warning signs and instructions. As we have seen in this case, the consequences of not doing so can be extremely dangerous.
Ipswich Crown Court was told that the train's driver showed considerable bravery as he left his cab to warn passengers to brace themselves for the impact. The judge awarded him and the train's guard £500 for bravery. In a letter read out in court today, Bartasius said, "I would like to apologise to all the people who were affected by this devastating crash from the bottom of my heart. I cannot put into words how sorry I am to the people who got hurt." Bartasius was told to expect to serve 7.5 months before he's eligible for parole. He was also banned from driving for 3 years. Tom Barton, Anglia News, Ipswich.
Now, the head of the Royal Air Force was at RAF Marham in Norfolk today, honouring troops who have toured Afghanistan. Air
Chief Marshal Sir Stephen Dalton presented operational medals after a special demonstration of the Tornado plane's capabilities.
But the Tornado's future home remains uncertain, with either RAF Marham or RAF Lossiemouth in Scotland likely to close. Elodie Harper has this report now.
The station commanders of RAF Marham and RAF Lossiemouth, united in their efforts to focus attention on the planes and personnel, and not on the uncertain future of their two air bases.
To us on the bases, we don't see it as a competition. We're very much a force, we're very force-minded, and that's our ethos. We have operated together for years. People who've been stationed at Marham have also been stationed at Lossiemouth. I, for myself, have spent 50% of my career in Norfolk, 50% in Scotland, so we see ourselves very much as a single unit.
A simulated attack at the Norfolk Air Base demonstrated the support tornadoes give troops on the ground in Afghanistan.
The Tornado is one of the RAF's most famous predators of the skies, but only 10% of its time is actually spent employing weaponry. The rest of the time it's used to intimidate and for surveillance.
Intimidation relies on the theory that most people don't stick around to find out if this is going to fire or not. Surveillance is gathered from Lightning and Raptor pods, which feed back aerial pictures. The RAF say it's vital in locating the improvised explosive devices that have cost so many British soldiers' lives.
It's useful for the guys on the ground because it allows them to be able to do route inspections, etc. We will look at various buildings, compounds, and give them products that they can look at to determine their risk issues when they go into engagements.
This afternoon, members of 13 Squadron from RAF Marham were presented with operational medals by the Chief of the Air Staff. He believes the potentially divisive campaigns to keep Marham and Lossiemouth open are not distracting the force.
Well, I think everyone's focused on Afghanistan and winning the campaign there, quite frankly. And the 13 Squadron have demonstrated absolutely in spades that by focusing on the job we have to do operationally, then that's the thing they're doing on, and they're not worried at the moment about something that will get sorted out in time.
But some campaigners don't want to leave the issue to time. Next week, Norfolk MPs hope to hand the Prime Minister a petition with over 20,000 signatures, urging him to keep RAF Marham open. Elodie Harper, Anglia News.
Andrew Lansley, the Health Secretary, was in Norwich today promoting a scheme to encourage healthy eating. The Change for Life campaign is taking place in a number of shops across the region and aims to make it easier for people to get fruit and vegetables. But is the government trying to influence our shopping and eating habits?
I think actually what people want is for government to stop nannying and lecturing and actually just offer some practical help. And they want them to do it, they want government to do it, and I think government should do it, working together with local communities and with the business community.
It's been announced that survival rates for heart surgery patients at Papworth in Cambridgeshire are the best the hospital has ever achieved. Papworth is Britain's largest heart and lung transplant centre, carrying out more than 2,000 operations every year.